Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today I am here to do my video for everything I've colored from August to December. I know it's been a minute and I don't really have a schedule for these videos. So without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I'm sorry for not having a schedule for them. Like I say every time, it's just when I have colored enough to show y'all. It'll be worth watching, right? So let's go ahead and get started. By the way, this is going to be in no particular order. It's just I'm starting with the Christmas because it's December, and then the rest of them will not be in order when I color them. It's just all what I grabbed from remembering what I color, and that's how we'll progress. So in the first book I have to show is Hannah Lynn, A Whimsy Girl's Christmas Coloring Book, and I colored a picture that I started on the channel as a coloring chat. So I did end up finishing it that night, and don't have a date just to say, oh, this was done in November, y'all. I finished this November 29th. I used Prismas and alcohol marker, as you can see on the back. That yellow is super bright. I love it. But anyway, it's this picture, and I used washi tape for the border, and I'm sad because I think I don't have any more of this red. I think I used the whole roll, which is great because I'm tired of my washi's being neglected. Anyway, finish this one. I put a bunch of stickles on here, and hopefully you can see all the glitter pen, all the metallic pen, all the stickles. And yeah, this was really fun to do. I really enjoyed the process, and I colored the Christmas tree like a bright coral as well as the ground. I don't know, that's just the color scheme that I wanted to go with. I'm really over the moon with how her tail came out. I wanted it to look super slick and super shiny, and I think I achieved that. That was my first time doing that, so I think I kind of got the hang of it, and I'll be doing that from now on. And I really love how I put the stickles in her hair. I have a little bit of glossy accents on this shell down here, and the snow globe that the killer whale is in. Love it, orca whale. And yeah, really enjoyed the process. Okay, so next up I have The Magical Christmas by Lizzie Mary Cullen, and y'all will be super pumped to know I finished this whip that I had for years and it's the Naked Santa picture. So I'm really proud of how this one came out because I really thought I was not going to come back to this picture, and I'm just too proud of myself that I did. So what I did was I went over my buildings again with ink tints because when I first had colored it years ago, it was so flat to me and not dimensional. So I had actually saved my colors on my scratch sheet of paper, and I went back and was able to darken my colors, and I used that same color scheme on this building, on this side over here. I don't even know if these buildings are supposed to be brown, but because I had already started doing that, that's just what I stuck with. So yeah, I just used only ink tints on here. I think Santa is done with my Prismacolors, but everything is all ink tints except the water was ink tints originally, but I went over with gouache. So yeah, that's how this came out. Once I figured out what I wanted this part to be, it all came together because originally I stopped coloring this because I felt overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do and what was what, which happens sometimes with these pages. And once I figured out that I wanted all of this to be kind of green like the island since it had the animals on it, I pretty much knew where I was going. So yeah, hopefully you can see all the neon pen, the glitter pen, and the stickles that I put on here because it's super sparkly. I love it. And I also drew that reindeer on Santa's surfboard because, you know, even though he's on vacation, he thinks about his reindeer. So yeah, that was the end result of this picture. I'm too thrilled to have this done because like I said, I thought I was just never going to come back to it. And I don't have any more whips in this book, which I just love that thought. So I'll move on to the last Christmas picture that I have to show. Okay, my last Christmas picture is in Misfits, A Winter Fantasy by White Stag, and y'all, I'm just so happy I came back to this book because I don't very often. And this year I went ahead and colored the zombie gingerbread men. I love how this page came out, and it makes me laugh because I didn't notice until after I finished the picture that the reason this gingerbread man is on the ground is because he ate his legs. I don't know why that's so funny to me, but I love how this turned out. And hopefully you can see the beautiful holly stickers, which are this beautiful green and red mix that I used on the gingerbread's gumdrop buttons. That's from Shrek. Anyway, Yeah, I used ink tints for the most part on this picture. I don't know if I went over with pencil. I feel like I see some pencil going in, but I think that was ink tint still that I used them dry after I used them wet to give it that kind of cookie texture. And I believe the background is chalk pastel because I used my stencil in order to get some of these like snowflake hexagonal shapes, and I used my Posca to splatter some white like frosting or snow or whatever you want it to be. And yeah, it has a bunch of stickles on it. It's super sparkly. Hopefully you can see that. And I really enjoyed this picture. It's kind of dark, you know, but you know, it's fine. I don't mind. Really love it, and I'm happy that I came back to this book. Now, I did not get my other picture done that I wanted to back here, but that's okay. Maybe I can color it in January. I want to show y'all which one it is, so if I do it, I'll be happy that I stuck to my promise. So it was this one, but hopefully I'll get that done in January. But yeah, really proud of how this one turned out, and happy to have another one done in this book. Okay, so here is a picture from August. Again, these aren't in any particular order. It's just how I grabbed them because I know I finished them within this time frame. So this was done August 10th. I used Prismacolor. I did use alcohol marker, as you can see. And this page is from the Once Upon a Time coloring book by Mystic Art Mares. And it's copied on, I think this is colored pencil paper, the Strathmore colored pencil paper. And yeah, this was The Princess and the Frog. I love how slimy and wet the frog looks, and the grass looks, not grass, well, whatever this stuff is, I don't know. And the lily pad, I used my glossy accents on there to achieve that effect. Really love how my golden ball turned out. And yeah, this was really fun to do. Super stickly, super sparkly, and I had a lot of fun coloring this one. Keeping with my Mystic Art Mares theme, I finished this picture, and this is copied on Strathmore Tone Tan paper. I finished this November 24th, and it's done with Black Widows. So a lot of my Mystic Art Mares, I printed a bunch 2 and 3 times, so I just flipped this over to save paper and just color this picture on the back side. This picture is copied from the book Mermaid and Friends, and I just wanted to color it on Tone Tan paper. So I just stuck with green and gold. I colored a lot of ladies with green hair recently. I don't know what that is, or usually it's white. Y'all know how I am, but I don't know. I've been on a green hair kick for some reason, and I really love how this turned out. I used my Ganzai Tambi Starry watercolor for the gold that you see all on her horns and ear and head ornaments, and I just went over with pencil to give it some depth. And I don't know, I just really love how this turned out. I love her skin tone. I used my Copic skin tone markers for a base for her and the deer, I think. And then I just went ahead and shaded with pencil. And then I used my Ivory Posca for the deer's fur and her feather in her earring. And I really love how it turned out. I'm just enamored with the skin tone. I love it. I don't know, it just came out so great, and I'm happy that it actually came out the way I saw it in my mind. And she has that spot on her face because I think my Posca, when I was shaking it, came out and I had to wipe it off. And I can't get rid of that spot, unfortunately, but don't look at that. Just look at everything else and we'll just be happy. So this is how this picture turned out. Really love the outcome, and we'll move on to the next picture that I have to show. Next, I colored this page, and this picture I copied onto Strathmore Tone Tan paper from her Coloring Heaven special, and I finished this October 2nd, and I used Artezas and Black Widows. Oh, I used my Arteza watercolor for the background. Wait, why is this in here? This was done October. Right, I am doing October. Oh my gosh, my mind just slipped for like a second. Anyway, ignore me. So, I used my Arteza watercolor for the background. I used my Ganzai Tambi Starry watercolor for all the gold that you see that I've done. And I found this color scheme on Pinterest, and I just really fell in love with it. So, I just decided to use it for my picture. And I didn't want to use green for the leaves, so I went with a brown, kind of making them look a little old and withered. And I think the outcome really came together in the end with my color scheme, and the blue just helps it pop. I just really love it. And so it has a bunch of stickles on here. It hopefully is showing up, and I have some glossy accents on here as well. And I used my white Posca for her face paint and her nails. So that's pretty much how this picture turned out. I like how I did my flowers. Y'all know I'm crying if I gotta color like more than one flower, but this actually wasn't that bad since it was only 3, and I really like how I did them. So that's how this picture turned out, and we can move on to the next one. Okay, my last Mystic Art Mirrors, I finished this on Halloween. I had actually started this before Halloween, but I finished it on the day, and I used Prismacolor. And I think I started this picture on a coloring chat, or I colored some of it on a coloring chat on the channel. And yeah, this was the end result of the picture. The background, I colored, well, I used black paint, and then I drew in some like Scooby-Doo villain eyes, you know, from the old Scooby-Doo show when they would have the little eyes in the background staring at you. So I took inspiration from that to do the background like so. And this is from the Once Upon a Time coloring book by Mystic Art Mirrors, if I'm not mistaken. And it's just copy on, well, printed onto Strathmore tone tan paper because I have the PDF of this book. So yeah, this was the outcome of the picture. The grass looks really bad because I used my super tips for it, but then I had to like paint it out, and then when somehow it smeared, I don't know why. I'm trying to think, was it because of water or something? I don't know. It just didn't turn out. I can do this picture a million times because I have the PDF. So the next time, if I choose to do this picture, I'll definitely do this bottom part a bit different because I actually took time to dot all of these little dots like peppermint candies with my super tips and my alcohol markers, and then when I put the stickles over, it just congealed all together, and you can't really tell all the individual little dots that I had made. It's super sparkly though, but yeah, just keep in mind that happens. And I made these instead of like peppermints, I made them like licorice. So hopefully you can see that they're super shiny because I put some glossy accents on there. And yeah, I really like how the witch's nails came out. I made them like green stickles. I don't like these peppermints. Those were really ugly because when I printed my book, I don't know if it's my printer or her because a lot of the background is really faint. You can't tell. And this was so faint for the lines, I could barely see it. So my peppermints did not come out that great. But I think I do want to do this picture over because I'm just displeased with certain things. But yeah, this is how this picture came out. It's okay. It's here. We'll enjoy it while it's here. And we can move on to the next picture. Okay, next up I have a Fabiana Attanasio picture, and this is in The Beauty and the Beast. I have the Italian version. So the picture that I finished was actually a whip that I had for years, y'all, and I actually came back to finish it. And it was this one here with the dad, and all I can say is I finished it, and I'm really proud of myself because I thought I was not going to come back to this page ever, and one night I just felt determined and I went ahead and did it. And the tableware is done with my, I think my gouache, or it could be my Ganza Tambi Star watercolor. I'm not entirely sure. And I just went over it with pencil in order to darken it and give it depth. I really like how I did my bread. I still hate this cake. This cake was already done from years ago, and I just didn't change it. But I really love how the dad's skin came out. I love his hair. I drew the wood grain on the table. I used gouache for the background. And if you remember, I had drawn a little lace pattern on the table. I didn't like that, so I just went ahead and blacked it out this time around. But yeah, overall, I'm really proud of the picture and how everything came out. I love my apples. I just really enjoy the food portions of the page, except this cake. Really happy that I came back to finish it and that this whip does not haunt me anymore. So that was what I did in The Beauty and the Beast. And I actually finished that picture either back in September or August. I'm not sure because I didn't post it to my Instagram. But I know I finished it in like September or August. Next up, I have Whimsy Girls Through the Decades by Hannah Lynn, and I believe that I finished this picture in August. We're about to find out because I think I wrote the date. Let's see here. Yes, August 12th was when I completed this picture, and I used Prismas and a base of alcohol marker, as you can see, for a lot of the page. But I did use washi tape for her beach blanket and her beach umbrella, and I really enjoyed coloring the Coca-Cola cooler. I actually looked up the Coca-Cola logo so that I could draw it to the best of my ability. And I love her little Coke bottle. I don't know, it's just those type of touches that I put on the page, and I really like how I put glossy accents on the bottle. So who remembers that commercial? It was a yogurt commercial here in the United States, and they sung a song about a teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. And I just went with that theme for her swimsuit, and I just love how it turned out. I used my Posca to draw extra little ruffles around. She has a grilled sandwich, which I think looks really cool. Her potato chips are glitter because she's glam, and why not have glittery potato chips? I love her sunglasses. I just love how this page turned out overall. Love the metallic on the cooler. I had a lot of fun coloring this one, and I think it shows in the page, but I always have a good time coloring Hannah Lynn. And yeah, this was done back in August. I believe I did post this to my Instagram. And I used washi tape for the border, because some of these I didn't post to my Instagram, that's why I just said that. But anyway, this is how this one turned out, and we can move on to the next page. Next, I have a picture in the Halloween coloring book by Jasmine, Becca, Griffith, and this was so generously gifted to me by a subscriber. Thank you tons. And I went ahead and finished this page. This was a whip for forever. Years, y'all, years it has sat, and I'm talking about this one here, and I never came back to color it. So what I did was I looked up Jasmine's original painting, and I just went ahead and colored this lady like her original painting, because I just was at a loss for colors. I'm not even gonna lie. So I didn't change the skulls were already done from years ago, but what I did do was I erased her skin out and used a marker base for a lot of the picture, and then I tried to work on top of the marker base as best as I could, being as though I had already erased the skin out that I had done years ago. So overall, I really like the end result. She has a bit of glitter on her boot and a little bit of stickles on her hair and her lips, and then I drew in these spider webs on the frame of the picture, and everything was done with Prismacolor. Hello. Oh my gosh, I'm getting tongue tied. I've been talking too long. So yeah, this was the end result of this picture. I thought I was never going to come back and finish it, so I'm really proud that I did. And I have 2 on this page done, and it's really nice to open the book and see that. So I don't have any more whips in this book except the one that I probably won't ever come back to. And I said that about that one, but we'll see. It's this one. Y'all have seen it a bunch. It's the seance picture in the back. I have to figure out what in the world I'm going to do with this, because I would like to finish it. But, you know, I got to work out if I want to use paint and how I want to use the paint, because I'm not sure. But, yeah, that's what I did in this book. Okay, the next picture I had to show is from this book. I don't know the name of it, y'all. I ordered these books on AliExpress. Unfortunately, I don't speak this language, so I can't tell you. But this picture was done in November. I believe I wrote the date down, November 4th, and it was done with Black Widows. And I'm super proud of myself, because I thought I wasn't going to come back and finish this picture, and I did. Originally, this picture was just used to demonstrate how I use washi tape in my books, and then I had also used her as a practice for a skin tone. But this year I just decided to come back and finish it, and I used my Caran d'Ache super color pencils to do the trees and the bushes, and I used my yellow Posca to outline. But like I said, everything was done in Black Widows, except when I came back this year, I based the flowers and everything with super tip Crayola markers, and I went over it with the Black Widow pencils. And she is super glittery in her hair bows and her nail polish, and I just love it. And I was inspired by the anime Demon Slayer, because I did my spider lilies red, and in that anime the villain is after a blue spider lily for immortality, so that's why I did that one blue. But yeah, overall really love the outcome. Hello, I wish it was income. No, I really love the outcome of this page, and I'm really proud that I went and finished it after it sat for years. So we can move on to the next picture that I have. Y'all gotta forgive me. This is my second video that I've done and I've been talking for a while. Forgive me, I'm getting tongue tied. But let's go ahead and move on to the next picture. Next up, I have a picture in Romantic Country, the Third Tale. This is the Japanese version by Erie, and I finished this page, and really proud of this one. I love everything about it. And I used those same pencils from the last page, the Caran d'Ache Super Color, and colored the trees. I used my yellow Posca for the outlines of the trees. Really love her plaid shirt. I love Josette. My little pigs, I drew a little extra mud on them, and I made her denim have a bit of distress in it. Really love how this picture turned out, and I have a little bit of metallic. I don't know if you can see it on the church bell in the background. So I used Prismacolors aside from the super colors that I used for the trees. And that's how this page turned out. Really proud of it. And we can move on to the last page that I have to show y'all. Okay, last but not least, I have a picture done in Galaxy Queen by Coco Wayo. And I bought this book for myself for my birthday, I believe, this year. Yeah, and this is the first page and the only page that I've done in this book so far. And it's this one here. And what I did was I had went through the book and chose pictures that I would like to color, and then I had my mom do the same. And if we picked some of the same ones, I was just going to make my determination from there, because they're all so cute and I just could not make up my mind. So we both did pick this one, so I went ahead and colored it. I freaking love the pink and green on this page. It turned out so nice, came together so well. I think that I used Black Widows, and I finished this December 13th. So this was actually, I think, the most recent picture that I've done, because I haven't really colored at all in December except like 2 pages. So yeah, really proud of how this came out. I love the metal that I was able to achieve, and the background is done with some super bright neon pens that I got from the dollar store, along with the marker and stickles. So hopefully you can catch the stickles and all the super metallic glitteriness because it's so pretty. And yeah, really fun picture to do. And I think going forward in this book, I'll just use bright colors because it's space and trippy, and why not? I think it fits. So that's all I've have to show y'all that I've colored, that I've completed. And hopefully I'm able to color some more so that I'm getting so tongue-tied, y'all, so that I can have a video to show you more often. There we go. English is my native tongue, I swear. So I hope that everyone's staying safe out there, having a good holiday season with your family, your friends, and your loved ones, and I'll see y'all in my next video.